How you guys doing? This is Dan McDonald from LifeRegenerator on YouTube. Today I have something fantastically spectacular for you, and I am so happy to be able to bring you Creating Radiant Beauty and Health Naturally. Creating Radiant Health and Beauty Naturally is something that a friend of mine here, Lou Corona, a lot of you have met him before, some of you have not. We're going to briefly touch on some principles here, and I wanted to let you know that we've done some videos in the past regarding cellular communication, cellular environment, cellular exercise, and cellular nutrition. We are going to touch on these 4 principles today, and then we're going to emphasize specifically in this video, since this is one of the more practical issues in today's modern world, is the cellular nutrition. So let me introduce you to my friend Lou Corona. We're going to spend some time with you today doing our absolute best to simplify some information that you can put into practice in your life today to start improving your health and creating beauty naturally. So Lou, why don't you go ahead and just start us off here with cellular communication.
Certainly. As you all know, when you watch some of the YouTube recordings from before, for 38 years when I learned about this when I was 21, when I incorporate these principles, I learned to realize that these different areas of life are vital and important to implement into one's life. And as I did, within 6 months, the big tumor dissolved, the acne, the asthma, the arthritis, the rashes, the constipation problems that I had, all went away in 6 months, never came back. So I'm very excited, very thankful to have experienced, radiant health and having a lot of energy and good strength and all. But it's beautiful to find out there is a way how you can live without killing anything. You don't have to kill to live. Isn't that a wonderful concept? You don't have to kill kill animals or kill foods to live. What a concept. And so we're going to show you how it can be done. Right now we're just going to give you a quick glimpse on the 4 principles, and then we're going to emphasize on cellular nutrition. How do you feed the body from a cellular standpoint? So we want to give you a little bit about that. So first of all,
let me bring something up first. I want just anyone who's new viewing, because I know there'll be a lot of new viewers on this video, that you were in fact dying, and these 4 principles, could I safely say, were what saved your life?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so if anybody out there is hurting, or in pain, or having complications with a chronic or acute illness, and your doctors hasn't been able to help you, please pay attention today.
And remember, you can refer them back to the recordings that we did before, my testimony or whatever.
Right, I'll have links down below. And we did a video recording with Lou several months ago, and you can get the more of the bio, a short bio. Believe me, Lou and I, we can just keep on going. We've been talking about health for about 5.5 hours already today, and we can just keep on going. So remember, this is just a brief introduction to these principles, so we're going to try to cover as much as we can and give you some stuff that you can really use. So go ahead, Lou, with the cellular communication.
In cellular communication, that's related to how you communicate spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. So a long time ago when I was dying, I somehow had a sense to put my hands together and to surrender to that who created us all. And I had enough sense to ask what was causing my diseases, solutions to what I could do about them, and how am I meant to live. I wanted to know how I and us were meant to live in such a way where I could be healthy, be well, have a good life, and be a contribution to the world. And then I experienced this profound experience, and I was given this knowledge, and it came to me, and I was shown these things, but I didn't understand them. So the next day when I woke up, I asked if I could meet someone that could teach me and mentor me how to implement them. And I met this man. I really thought he was 32, 33 when I met him, and he was 52. Now you all know from just doing our recordings that I'm 59 years of age, and I've been well for 38 years. When I did the things that he taught me how to implement in my life, these areas here, within 6 months, everything dissolved. It all went away. It never came back. 38 years of just feeling incredible, and to be able to feel like this for 59, and I haven't even worked out for 40 years since high school, but we'll show some physical things that we can do so you can see what I'm talking about. But anyway, back to cellular communication. We just need to know how to get more in touch, how to surrender ourselves and just let go and surrender and put our lives into that who created us. Allow the guidance, allow the love and the wisdom and the guidance come inside of us and lead us and direct us into our future. It's very simple. And the whole thing about the way you think, we need to learn how to think more powerfully. I used to have what they call stinking thinking. And a lot of people suffer with negative thinking. And they don't know how to qualify their thoughts or how to be selective in their thinking. But there's some thoughts that you have that sabotage you. And there's some thoughts that you have that empower you and keep you intact. You see, we need to distinguish and know how to do that. Also, we need to know how to get clear and complete with the past issues that we suffer by. Because, you know, like in my own past, I got beaten, neglected, rejected, abused, and all that. I went through a lot of hardship stuff, and I didn't know how to let go of the fear or the anger or the resentment and, you know, even condemning people for what they did to me. But you know what? Through this and through that divine experience that I went through, I learned how to love and how to forgive the people in my past that never hurt me or offended me in any way. And I learned to love them and to bless them. And understanding that these people that did these things did not know any better. They really didn't. And that they have no connection yet. But I find, though, that people that have actually somehow have experienced this ability to surrender themselves and humble themselves before that who created them and allow themselves to be guided and directed by the Most High in that sense, they seem to be loving and kind and respectful and honorable and appreciative. And that's why I'm saying to you, let's learn to just love and respect and honor and appreciate ourselves and each other. No longer do we need to judge and criticize and condemn ourselves or ridicule ourselves any longer, or each other or others out there. We don't need to do that. It's self-sabotaging.
So, Lou, for this one here, we could sum it up by saying, learn to love, learn to forgive, and learn to surrender yourself and all others.
Exactly. That's why I like people to think about creating a declaration for themselves. You know, declaring who they want to be, how they want to live, how they want to think, how they want to feel, how they want to eat, drink, what they want to do with their lives. Declare exactly what you want.
I'm going to grab my declaration.
Oh, beautiful.
Because that'll give everyone on YouTube a chance to know me a little bit better.
Exactly.
And they'll know why I do what I do and where I come from and why I come from there.
I mean, Lou had me read this the other night, and so I'll just do it real quick, and then we'll move on to cellular environment.
That'd be great.
This is my declaration. I am divine, unconditional love, henceforth. I am radiantly healthy and a shining example of the benefits of living foods. I help millions to achieve the highest levels of health possible. I now experience massive abundance on every level. I am devoted to God and intend to serve in the highest capacity all the days of this life and beyond. I live to serve others. I allow the highest potential to arise in this experience. I am a channel for the Most High God. I inspire people with love and truth. I am a master of the yoga, breath, fasting, health, herbs, and healing. I am a source of light and courage for those who need it. And also, my last one is, these ones are my little ego ones here. And the last one is, I use sweet, kind, and positive words only henceforth. And so the other ones are more like physical little things. I'll read them anyways, just to let you guys know. I have mastered the breathing exercise for 30 minutes. I hang for 10 minutes. I hold the pose for 1 minute. I connect with the earth daily, walking, swimming, sunning, raining, breathing. These statements are true. And that is my declaration. So Lou always encourages everyone to create a declaration. This declaration I made the first night that I met Lou, and I don't do declarations. I don't write things down, but I was so inspired. At 3 in the morning, I got together the first night, I wrote this down, and it's been the same ever since. You know, and nothing's changed from my desire to want to be and fulfill these things. So that was the very first night, and then I called Lou and read it to him, and he's like, this guy's all right. And we've been getting closer and closer ever since, so it's very, very fortunate for us to be here today with Lou Corona.
You know, I told Dan this today, and I told him back then when we first started doing a little YouTube, and I'm not much of a computer person myself, but I told Dan that ordinarily I would have not done these type of recordings. I would have just waited until I got all the books and workbooks and all these DVDs and a library of knowledge and experience that I've acquired over the years. But I have to say though, because of Dan and his makeup and who he is and what he stands for and what he's trying to do to empower people out there in the world, I found myself organically without deciding to just serve him as well as those that are viewing this recordings. So, this is one of those kind of moments that I come to once in a while where I have so much gratitude that it overwhelms me. Have you ever felt so grateful that you can't stand it? Well, this is one of those moments so you can get to witness what it's like. But I'm honored to do all that I can to help and service you as well as those that are witnessing this recording so they may learn and understand and hopefully accept and implement and embrace these teachings so that they too can have a very healthy, radiant, beautiful, amazing life, a powerful life, and never get sick again. What would that be like? So, so I'm going to go on to this next principle.
Sum this one up. Love. Be love.
Yeah, more than anything else, see, this one here, when you just love and do everything out of love. Everything you're thinking, everything that you feel, everything that you eat and put inside you, you're doing that out of love. Everything you do with your life, everywhere you go with your life, you're doing it out of love. And as you begin to adopt this way of being and being grateful for every moment and surrendering to the Most High that ever created you to begin with, and being in that space, your demeanor will begin to change for the better. You'll find yourself experiencing peace and harmony and balance and being grounded, stable in all areas of life. Now this one here is related to the environment. This is where you incorporate a little sun every day, breathing slow and deep, because most people are shallow breathers, getting shallow results. So breathing slow and deep. Relax, be present to your breath. And then also incorporate some good water every day. If you're not drinking geothermal water, then hook up to the website and get a Kagan unit if you need to. That's the next best thing you can do, because you want your water to be purified, alkalinized, structured, so it's microclustered, so your body can easily absorb the water into your cells and hydrate them. But also, because it also has a real powerful antioxidant potential, that water can actually neutralize free radicals from damaging your cells. So it's very good to cleanse, heal, and restore, and maintain wonderful cells in your body. Because we're made up of over 35 trillion cells that make up our bodies, right? And so we need to hydrate them properly and alkalinize them and keep them intact. Also, we need to incorporate the earth. That's why we want to eat food that comes from organic soil at best, well-crafted at best, but also spend a little time on the earth itself. Even if you get a half an hour a day, plant your feet right on the earth itself.
Barefoot.
Barefoot if you can, because this way you get plugged into a frequency that just fills the body. We're electrical bodies. We're spiritual, electrical, unlimited beings is who we are. And so when I met that last mentor 14 years ago, I thought he was 42, 43 years of age. And when I found out he was 75 and he was living by these principles, he was a confirmation, once again, that this knowledge is real. It has truth to it. Because I never met anybody that could grab a pipe and do a straight hang for 1 hour. I never met anybody like that. I never met anybody that could go like this for 1 hour without flinching.
Those are just the examples that your mentor set you to say, this is what's up. This is the potential of
I've
the
had 3
human
powerful mentors in my life that followed these principles, and they were very powerful individuals. They were youthful, radiant, and strong, and they never killed any animals. They didn't have to kill any animals. They mastered the art of living without killing. Beautiful.
It's a big thing these days.
It's a beautiful way to live when you know that there is a way to live a powerful life, a healthy life, a radiant life, a beautiful life, and not have to kill anything. That's a huge statement in itself. Now I know there's some people out there that believe you have to eat animals and kill them and eat them to have strength and energy and power, but that's not true. I know it's not true. Because I've been living it for 38 years, and I haven't even worked out for 40 years other than doing some simple stretching and deep breathing on a daily basis. And we'll demonstrate that physical thing, soon. Now the other thing we want to consider is cellular exercise. There's two forms of exercise. There's external and internal. The external is weightlifting, calisthenics, running, sports. That's the physical, external type of exercises. It's all good, but the internal is where it's at. That has high priority for longevity, because internal forms of exercise is where when you get into breath work, learning how to breathe really powerfully. There's a link that they can go to and learn more in depth about this. Each one of these principles, isn't there not?
Yeah, there is.
But I'm just saying, we learn how to breathe powerfully or rebound on a little trampoline, jump up and down like this. If you do 20 minutes a couple times a day, that's going to be enough to stimulate your lymphatic system, oscillate every cell in your body. It oxygenates, it detoxifies, energizes, and tones every cell in your body when you do that. If you
Rebounding is huge. To keep things tight, fit.
I have a friend of mine, all he does is do rebounding, nothing else, and he teaches it, and when he takes his shirt off, he's ripped. I mean, the guy is like really powerful and strong and ripped. He's very muscular. And that's all he does for workout. He does nothing else. 30 minutes every day, Even I don't do that much.
So for the people that want to lose weight, it's the rebounding, no sag and no flab, because a lot of times if you lose a lot of weight, you got to get it all cut
in
off.
fact, I had a friend of mine that was 450 pounds. He jumped on that rebounder, the little trampoline rebounder, like a knee dab. He jumped on that thing like 20 minutes twice a day. And then 2 years later, he went from 450 to 190 with no sag, no flab. That's serious stuff. I mean, that's amazing. I get to witness that. But he followed the 4 principles. But in this principle, instead of doing the breath work or the yoga, hot, cold, he did rebounding or swimming. Those are areas, if you swim nonstop for 20 minutes a couple times a day, it's going to really put you on the map. But rebounding is probably one of the most simple, no-brainer things to do. Just jump up
and it's one of the best. And it's one of the most fun.
It's fun, it's easy. Or you can get the kangaroo boots. They're about $250. Kangaroo boots. I have friends of mine, 400 pounds each, husband and wife, up in Portland, and they actually got the kangaroo boots and ran around the track 20 minutes every day. Every day. 2 years later, they went from 400 to 200 with no sag, no flab. And they did the 4 principles.
So let's see, we got swimming, we got breath work, we got rebounding, which is probably, in my opinion, I like to
simple.
Well, I like to emphasize that because that's something that everyone and anyone can do, and it's just fun. And it's just sitting there, and you just step on it, and you're boom. You put your favorite music on. 20 minutes later, you've changed your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because it really does stimulate the heck out of you, and it really oscillates every cell.
Oh yeah, there's dancing. Is that what the title is?
Dancing
back there.
Dancing's great. You know what? When we do that little demonstration, the physical demonstration. I had this lady, I've only seen 7 people in 40 years ever do this little demonstration I'm going to show you, but one of them was a woman, and she practiced yoga an hour every day, but she, on the weekends, dancing. She loved dancing, and she followed the 4 principles.
Yeah.
She slightly enzymes and all that, cultured foods, but she could do this thing off the floor just like I do. She held it at least a minute.
So those things that just keep the energy flowing through you instead of like sitting on the couch with potato chips and movies.
Hot cold is really good too.
I'm a big fan of that. You all know that if you've ever seen the skin program, then you know that I take hot and cold showers or hot springs and cold dip.
And this one here is cellular nutrition. We're going to emphasize that more on today about how you feed the body from a cellular standpoint. How do you get the nutrition from your food into the cells? How do you break it on down and get it into the cells? We need to know how to do that. Most people do not know how to do that. At one time, I used to eat food back in the day before my body broke down and I suffered. I used to eat food just to fill in my gut, curb my hunger, and I had to enjoy it and satisfy me. But I didn't think about what was going to happen after it got inside me. and what the consequences of what it was going to cause and create later on. I didn't know about those things. But when my body broke down and I developed all these diseases, I started learning all these things. Then I started becoming more conscientious, more aware that what you do eat and how you prepare your foods and how you combine your foods does make a difference. There's no question about it. So what I discovered was when I was instructed from the other side, when I saw this light and everything, and I was told to take living foods, even though I didn't understand it, this man that came into my life and mentored me, he showed me how to take fruits and how to take vegetables, how to take herbs in the natural state without cooking, without frying or baking or microwaving at all. Just learn how to prepare them, how to combine them, and then how to take seeds, how to take nuts, and how to soak them, how to germinate them, how to even culturize them. And within 6 months of learning how to do these things, my diseases all went away. Mind you though, I did learn how to do some cleansing programs. You know, I had to do colon cleansing and fasting and, you know, mud work. You know, I put mud in my body to pull toxins out. I did detox bathing. I did colonics to wash all the debris out of my body. But I had some serious stuff come out of my body. Serious stuff. So we're going to emphasize on this one today. So
let's do that. But before we do that, I wanted to say that this is we just barely tipped. Lou Corona could go for 3 hours on just this. So we just barely touched the tip of the iceberg. And I think that Lou and I are going to continue to work together so that all that stuff he just said a minute ago, we can maybe emphasize on it, because he could probably go on an hour or two on each of those subjects. So thanks for bearing with us while we just give you the tip of the iceberg. We want you to get the essence of it, and we're just dropping little seeds into your head. And as we go along here, I'll get feedback and we'll find out what everyone wants to learn more about, and then we'll tap in with Lou and we'll make some more videos and we'll keep that coming.
You know what's interesting is that when people have been, because sometimes when I'm doing seminars or workshops or classes, people learn these things and they implement them. Sometimes I do one-to-one coaching if somebody needs that one-to-one coaching, but you know what's good about it is I've seen people wipe out condition after condition after condition. Whatever you can imagine that people end up suffering with out there. See, there's only one disease, and that's called toxemia. It's because when people don't know how to think powerfully or don't know how to operate from love, and they're stressing out and they suffer with fear, anger, resentment, guilt, shame, and grief, that creates an acidic condition in the body. When people don't know how to incorporate the breath, learn how to breathe, how to get some sun, and how to drink plenty of water to hydrate their cells, and how to spend some time on the earth. When they don't know how to exercise powerfully, and when they don't know how to eat properly, and how to prepare the foods properly, it sabotages their health.
So before we move on to the cellular before we move on here, I wanted to let you guys know that Lou there's 24 recipes in this book. Is your bio in here too? Mm-hmm. Okay, and then a whole bunch of great other information. The 4 principles are in there. So we're going to have a link down below. This is $24 as an ebook, and it's very thin, but it's very compact with the things that you need. Very practical day-to-day tips.
That's the book before the real book comes out worldwide. So enjoy it while you can.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a $24 ebook. Check the link below. Thank you very much. Okay, let's move on, Tyler. Thank you very much, y'all.